Are you clear now? He was asking for the money.
Yeah, I can see he was asking for money for a project that he was going to do for the members of the community. I can see that.
Yeah, and what was the project?
To publish a book.
Which book?
Raheen Ahmadiyya.
Which he has already written, right?
He has written it previously, but he wants to publish it in multiple. Yes.
And what he has written, it consists of 300 arguments, right?
Yes.
According to the clear statement of his son, Mirza Bashir Ahmad M.A., he has written book already in 1879. Is it clear?
Yes, from your translation and what I understood, yes. I'll do my research and I'll see. So I understand your point. It's just with those arguments point, just going back.
The soul of Nabi Muhammad, Nauzubillah, the soul of Nabi Muhammad was united with Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, and the soul of Isa ibn Maryam was united. United is not my word. I have obligation to produce that. The word is halul. Halul means that something comes in something else. Hulul. Now, Mirza says that I am the bruise of two people, Isa ibn Maryam and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I am telling you already that this is Ahmadiyya belief, reincarnation.
My point is, when Murabbis translate those same things and explain those things, there's no contradiction anymore. So,
actually, you know,
with
brother,
your yes,
let me tell you one thing, brother.
Of course.
Look, you know, there is one thing which you can say a legitimate explanation which resolves the problem or contradiction.
Okay.
They don't do that. They basically explain away. I give you example so we can see what I'm saying here.
Okay.
So I give you simple example, Brother Gulzar, and I let you tell me that are they really giving us any answer. Now look at this one. In 1879, and if you want, I can present it again. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said, and Mirza Bashir Ahmad M.A. admitted that in 1879, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said, I have written already 300 arguments to defend Islam, and now I want money to print or publish those arguments, right? Okay. Now, 10 years later, when he only published one argument, just one out of 300, and people have already given him the money, and they asked him, they said, look, we want our publication, we want the book. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that this work is very valuable work and it needs more research. So I am conducting my research, and it's only a matter of delay, and I will produce rest of the arguments as well. This is, he was saying, almost 10 years after publishing his initial work, which was only one argument. Now, think about this. Now, the problem here is, he initially said, I have already written 300 arguments, number one. And number two, those writings are not mine. God gave me that knowledge. That was inspired knowledge. So that inspired knowledge was contained in the form of 300 arguments. And now he's saying, after just producing one argument, only one, he said, I need more time to present or to prepare or to actually write the rest of the argument. The point is, the problem here is, these two positions are contradictory. Did you get my point?
I get your point, but what have Murabbis told you in response when you spoke to them is my point.
Nothing.
Okay. I mean, I can text a few and get a response. I can text a few and get a response. Maybe not right now, but what I'm saying is,
for example, Gulzar, for example.
Yes.
Are you aware of the response?
I haven't heard this argument before, so no, I haven't asked, so no.
Brother Imtiaz, sorry, we can give him the response, one of the responses, and he can tell us whether it's a valid response or not. Should I give him or would you give him? All right. One of the responses, Brother Gulzar, is...
I don't know any response.
Yeah, because they don't dare to present it in front of you, Brother Imtiaz. One of the responses, Brother Gulzar, is that he had more important tasks to do. Okay. Do you think that's a valid reason?
It's not a fully complete reason. There must be
that's
a more complete information there. Okay.
That's the summary.
Let me explain to you, Gulzar, that why it's problematic. Our question is, and the contradiction is, in 1879, had Mirza Ghulam Qadiani completed the writing of 300 arguments, or he didn't? It can't be both, right?
But then, obviously, I'm thinking off the top of my head, a lot of these things have, what sort of arguments, what constitutes an argument, all these. I'm just thinking from the top of my head what explanations could be, but I don't know the exact answer. Of course.
Gulzar, look at this one. Look at this one. I give you whatever you want to call it. Please understand the
Hmm.
question. Understand the question, Gulzar, please.
So you're
There are
saying,
two. There are
what you're
two
saying
positions.
is,
Yeah, there are two positions. There are two positions in 18. And by the way, instead of we just talking in abstract sense, let me present something on the screen. Give me one
yeah.
second, yes.
I mean, what's the contradiction that you're saying? So he said that he will present 300 arguments, and then he didn't, and that's what the contradiction is.
No, 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 no. That's not that.
Okay,
That's not the point.
I'm confused. Yeah, okay, I got
Yeah,
confused.
I give you the exact quotation, so inshallah we can understand what I'm saying.
In English, please. I know Urdu, but it's
No
a bit
problem.
weak.
I
I
will
was
translate for you. I will translate for you. No problem, inshallah. So now, Gulzar, understand this point. Instead of me giving you any of my interpretation of what Mirza Ghulam Qadiani meant when he said something, I want
Hmm.
to cut to the chase. Cut to the chase. Okay, look at this. Siratul Mahdi, volume 1, page 99. And this is the exact photo. Not, I did not write this one. It is the exact image from the actual book. खाकसार अर्ज करता है, i.e. मिर्जा बशीर अहमद एम ए सेज कि जब हजरत मसीह मऊद अलैहिस्सलाम ने 1879 में बुराहीन के मुतालिक ऐलान शाया फरमाया. It says that when promised Messiah in 1879, when he published the announcement regarding Burahin, तो उस वक्त आप बुराहीन अहमदिया तसनीफ फरमा चुके थे. At that time, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has already written Burahin. And what is Burahin? Let me tell you, not from my, you can say, from my opinion. Let me show you from Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's own writing that what was Burahin. Yeah, volume number 1 of Ruhani Khazain, page 62, Burain Ahmadiyya Hissa 2. So when Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was publishing the second part of Burain, this is what he said. हमने सद हातरा का फुतूर और फसाद देखकर किताब बुराहीन अहमदिया को तालीफ किया था. Now, Gulzar Bhai, kiya tha is a past tense. He says that after seeing a lot of corruption and a lot of problems, I have written, I have compiled बुराहीन अहमदिया. और किताब मौसूफ में 300 मजबूत और मोहकम अकली दलील थे. And in this praiseworthy book, I have established the truthfulness of Islam with 300 sound rational arguments, and they
okay.
are sorry.
Just so I've understood quickly, correctly. Let me just talk here a bit. So what you're telling me is he's written that in Brahine Ahmadiyya, which he has already written, he's given 300 arguments. So it's done. He's given 300 arguments in Brahine Ahmadiyya. That's what he's saying.
No, his claim was that this book, Burahine Ahmadiyya, for which he want people to give money to publish, in this book, he has already documented, written, compiled 300 arguments to establish the truthfulness of Islam. This is what he claimed. And this is what the son of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, as I showed you before, they both said
Okay.
that yes, this was the case when in 1879.
Okay, so he's claimed that he has written the book and he has the arguments in the book already.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Okay, continue.
Now I show you the second. Now I show the problematic part. Now look at this one. Ruhani Khazain, volume 21. Now this is the time, brother, when Mirza Ghulam Qadiani did not produce those 300 arguments. Now you may be thinking, that brother Imtiaz, how much he actually produced. Now again, I would not give you my opinion. I want to give you his son's own statement. Before I show you something else, I just want to show you that statement. So this is basically again Siratul Mahdi, Mirza Bashir Ahmad MA, वॉल्यूम 1 पेज 100. 300 दलाइल जो आपने लिखे थे, इनमें से मतबूआ बुराहीन अहमदिया में सिर्फ एक ही दलील बयान हुई है और वो भी नामुकम्मल तौर पे. इट सेज दैट 300 आर्ग्यूमेंट्स व्हिच मिर्जा गुलाम कादियानी हैज already written when in 1879. He said in the published Burahine Ahmadiyya, i.e. the 4 parts and the 5th one as well. He said in these 5 parts of Buraheen, only out of those 300 arguments, how many are published? Only one argument, and even that is incomplete. So the
Okay,
reason I
so
give you,
yeah,
sorry,
sorry. Yeah, so basically, your initial claim was that he says he will produce 300 arguments. He will write down
not
300
produce,
arguments.
brother, not produce. That's the problem. No,
Okay,
he
okay.
has already written 300 arguments and now he needs the money to publish that. This was the initial claim.
So in the initial claim, when he has written the claim, has he said to publish 300 claims?
Yes, argument. Yes, that's what
Can
I
we
showed
go
you before,
to the
brother.
first part again? Can we just for rewind for
No
me?
problem,
Sorry.
no problem, no problem. Let me show you again.
Yeah, the second part, I understand the point you're trying to make. Is trying to say that he didn't do it, and that's a
Yeah, brother.
contradiction,
No,
or that's a
please come
failure
on.
in his.
Amongst many, this is just one reference. रूहानी खजान वॉल्यूम 1 पेज 62. हमने सद हा तरह का फतूर और फसाद देखकर किताब बुराई ने हम देखो तालीफ किया था. Again, the past tense in Urdu. He said that I have compiled, written, or documented the book Burain Ahmadiyya after witnessing a lot of corruption and a lot of, you can say, problem. और किताब मौसूफ में 300 मजबूत और मोहकम अकली दलील से सदाकत इस्लाम को फिल हकीकत आफ्ताब से भी ज्यादा तर रोशन दिखलाया गया. Again, the past tense. He said that in this book, I have established the truthfulness and the light of Islam in reality with 300 sound rational arguments.
Okay, but nowhere does it say I'm going to publish those arguments in X
I
amount
show
of
you
time.
that. I show you
Okay.
that now. When Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was saying this, all of this particular statement that I have written 300 arguments, because your question is what he was actually claiming or asking people for at that time. Let me show you that one. Majmua Ishtiharat, Volume 1, page 19. The title is Ishtihar Bagharze Isti'anat wa Istizhar Azdeen Ansaruddin. He says that this public announcement is for the purpose of seeking help. Isti'anat, seeking help. Wa Istizhar, and seeking to basically, show the domination from who? From those people who are helper of Allah's deen. So he says that this ishtihar is basically seeking help to show the domination of deen, and this help he is seeking from the helper of Allah's deen. Now, इस खाकसार ने एक किताब मुतज़म्मन असबात हकानियत कुरान सदाकत दीन. He said this humble one has compiled, written, documented a book. In this book, on the truthfulness of Quran and on the truthfulness of Deen, there are such arguments जिसके मुतालिया के बाद तालिबे हक से बजुज कबूलियत इस्लाम के कुछ ना बन पड़े. He says this book is such. Which book? The one which he has already written. And I have shown you the previous quote that in this written book there were 300 arguments. He says that these arguments are so strong that anyone who will read the book, he will have no choice but to accept Islam. And nobody will be, इसके जवाब में किसी को कलम उठाने की जुर्रत ना हो सके. Nobody will be able to lift his pen to refute this book. Now, again the same ishtihar, by the way. Okay. He says this one, yes. He says on the page 20. Look at this one, brother. This was page number 19. Page number 19. And it is the continuation of same ishtihar. I just want to show you the relevant portion. Now, page 20. इख्वान मोमिनीन से दरखास्त है कि इस कार्य खैर में शरीक हों. He says that I request to all the people of goodness that be part in this noble venture. और इसके मसारिफ तबा में मुआवनत करें and help me in the publishing of this book. And don't forget, brother, the whole public announcement was issued to seek people's help. अगनिया लोग अगर अपने मतबख के एक दिन का खर्च भी इनायत फरमाएं, says those people who are rich, if you just give me one day of the expense of one day of your kitchen, तो ये किताब बसहूलत छप जाएगी. He said, if you give me the amount equivalent to one day of your kitchen, I can publish this book. वरना ये मेहर द्रक्षा छुपा रहेगा. Otherwise, this moon will remain hidden. And then he says, on the same page 20, गर्ज अंसारुल्लाह बन के इस निहायत जरूरी काम को जल्द तर बसर इंजाम पहुंचा दें. He says to be the helper of Allah and help me to complete this much needed work as soon as possible. And the name of this book will be Burahin Ahmadiyya ala Haqiqat Kitabullahi al-Quran wa Nabuwatil Muhammadiyya. He says this is the name of the book I have written. Now, Again, basically, volume number 1. By the way, are you clear now? He was asking for the money.
Yeah, I can see he was asking for money for a project that he was going to do from the members of the community. I can see that.
Yeah, and what was the project?
To publish a book.
Which book?
Brahine Ahmadiyya.
Which he has already written, right?
He has written it previously, but he wants to publish it in multiple. Yes.
And what he has written, it consists of 300 arguments, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me, because this was something you asked me, that's why I showed that. Now I go back to the thing I was showing you before. Just give me 1 second.
Okay,
because
just
now,
before, because when I asked you, I also asked you for time frame. I know what he's asking for.
Yeah.
But until there's a time frame, if he says I want this done in this time, and this is, word of God, something God told me that this will get done in this time, unless you have something like that, this is I can understand what's happening here, basically.
Now,
even without speaking to a Murabi.
Yeah, let's go point by point. Is
Of
it
course.
clear that he was claiming that I have written a book, and this claim was made in 1879 according to the clear statement of his son Mirza Bashir Ahmad MA? He has written book already in 1879. Is it clear?
Yes, from your translation and what I understood, yes.
Look, brother Gulzar, if you want to translate,
of course. Yeah, it's clear. It's clear. Yeah,
it's clear. Okay, now the next thing you asked me is
the only reason I said that is because I don't understand contexts in the bigger part. Of course, you're giving me quotes from massive books. You're giving me a small, two-liners, which is fine. You'll go into the crux of the problem, which is fine. It's fine. But what I'm saying is,
Gulzar, look at this one. Look, brother, when it comes to context, for example,
yes,
if there is anything in the context which proves that he did not write or complete the book in 1879, then I am definitely guilty. Now, context does not mean that I have to read 10 pages. The point is this.
No, that's fine.
I am presenting a piece of information, and that is that in 1879, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's claim was, I have already completed the writing of a book, Burahine Ahmadiyya, and this book consists of 300 arguments. Now I need money to publish the book.
Yes, I understand. Come on, let's move forward.
Now, basically, I want to show to you that how he changed his position in the future. Now, again, it's a whole because I'm just going on the relevant part. It's many things we can discuss, by the way. Now, I presented to you this one already, that whatever was published, that was only one argument out of 300. Now, let me show you something here. I just want to show you something on this page as well. Yes. Now, but look at this one. Obviously, brother, when he did not publish those 300 arguments, which was already with him, this is what he said. Volume 21, page number 6, Burahine Ahmadiyya Panjam. मैंने पहले इरादा किया था कि इस बात हकीकत इस्लाम के लिए 300 दलीलें बुराहीन अहमदिया में लिखूं. He said that it was only my intention that in order to establish the truthfulness of Islam, I will write 300 arguments. Now take a pause.
Could you read the Urdu again, please? Sorry, read the Urdu again.
मैंने पहले इरादा किया था.
So it was my intention before.
Yeah, it was my intention कि इस बात हकीकत इस्लाम के लिए 300
the truth of Islam. Yeah.
Sorry.
So the isbat haqiqat Islam is for the truth of Islam, to prove the truth of Islam.
To establish truth of Islam.
Establish or prove?
Isbat means establish or prove. Both can be correct.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, to prove, establish. Yeah.
He said that. He said initially, initially I intended to write, to establish or to prove the truthfulness of Islam, 300 arguments in Burahine Ahmadiyya. Ne likhun. Now, please note the word likhun. He was saying initially, तालीफ किया है, and the son of Mirza says तसनीफ फरमा चुके थे, and now he says लिखूं. लेकिन जब मैंने गौर से देखा तो मालूम हुआ कि दो किस्म के दलाइल हजार निशानों के कायम मकाम हैं. Now please note the shift here. He was saying that I have already written 300 arguments which he wanted to publish, and now he's saying it was my initial intention to write 300 arguments, but when I reflected carefully, then I came to know that two type of arguments are better than thousands of signs. And then बस खुदा ने मेरे दिल को इस इरादा से फेर दिया. He says that God diverted my intention from doing this. Now the point is, from doing what? What he said before. From writing 300 arguments. He said that it was my intention, but God made me change my intention. Now, Gulzar, take
So
up all
yeah,
this.
yeah. What? So just to summarize, what you're saying is he initially himself intended to publish those 300 arguments
No, not publish. By not publish. Likhum. Why
because he
likhum?
has already written it. He has already written it. He wants to, multiple book it, like publish it.
Yes.
Yeah. So initially he intended to publish it to the world, give it out, make copies of it, etc.
No. By no. The words are very important. Initially, he claimed that I have written 300 arguments and I want to publish that.
Yeah, he's written them and he wants to publish it so people can have copies of it.
Yes, and now he says,
And
yeah.
later, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad is saying that his mind changed because of an ilham.
No, Bhai, no. Please be accurate. He
Yeah,
said
of
that
course.
he said it was only my intention. It means that now he's saying that he did not write them already. It was intention to write.
Wait, so
Brother,
is
wait.
your argument where he changed his mind, or is your argument where he says that I will write and he says I have written in the past?
By there, the point is very simple, Gulzar. He
Yeah.
initially said that I have already written.
Yes.
Imtiaz bhai, hold on. I feel I could be wrong. I feel this brother is deliberately not understanding. He has understood what you're saying. He is deliberately ignoring what you're saying and basically avoiding a conversation on it. Brother,
I'm here to talk. I wasn't forced to be here. I chose to be here. I'm the one that asked the question that brought this conversation up. So I don't know what you're alluding to. I'm just trying to understand from myself. Let me just quickly respond to your statement, which was not nice. Let me just say something quickly.
Brother Gulzar, you're going on, please.
Okay.
There are 2 points.
I'll just explain to you.
Okay, wait. Relax. There are 2 points. Number one was that Barahine Ahmadiyya, with its 300 arguments in favor of Islam, was already completed, written, done, and dusted in 1879, according to Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani and his son. Do you understand that? Yes?
I do understand that, yes.
In this quote on the screen, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani is saying, I only intended to do it initially. Okay. Then I realized only 2 types of arguments are enough because they outweigh.
Let me just interject before I get confused again. If that's okay.
Okay. So here he's saying only 2 types of arguments are better than thousands of signs. Therefore, God turned my heart away from this intention. What intention? 300 arguments. To write 300 arguments. So there is a direct contradiction in 2 statements. In one, he is saying he has already written it. Therefore, give me money so that I can publish. In the second statement, he's saying he only intended to write it and God turned his heart away. Therefore he didn't write. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, I was confused because I thought you were arguing a different point, but you're arguing this. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, okay. Now, clearly we are not making this up because the quotes are on the screen. They are very clear, categorical.
Does it say intended to publish or intended to write? Just want to clarify.
Right. It says Barahine Ahmadiyya mein likhu. Likhna is specifically writing.
Yeah, no. Because when he wrote his own book and he wanted to publish it, he wanted to publish Barahine Ahmadiyya. So that's why I'm saying, is it publish or write in his personal room to have notes on his personal pieces of paper?
No.
That's what I'm trying to understand here.
Look. There's no publishing here. First of all, put publishing aside.
No, he didn't say the word publishing, but he wanted to publish the book Barahine Ahmadiyya.
Yeah.
If he's naming it as Barahine Ahmadiyya, I'm just saying. I don't know.
Publishing follows up, right? Do you agree?
Sorry?
Publishing follows writing.
It does, yes.
Okay. Mirza said it is already written in 1879.
He has, yes.
Okay. Here he's saying God turned my heart away, therefore I didn't do it.
From writing Barahine Ahmadiyya.
Yes.
No, right.
Yes.
Those 300 arguments, yes.
Yeah.
The issue is 300 arguments already written and not written. This is where the issue is. Do you understand?
Yes, I.
Okay, that's where the problem is. It's clear. black and white in front of you.
Okay, so my original question was, about contradictions, which you've answered. You believe that there are contradictions, and this is an example of a contradiction.
Actually, Brother Gulzar, allow
Yes.
me to say this. Yes, it's a contradiction, but that's not the only thing. The thing is,
But
it is.
obviously, I still want to get information and come back, because I'm not informed and I don't know these things. And once I have more information, I can come back and speak to you about this again. But at the moment, this is I'm just
Before,
going by
actually,
my own thing from what you're telling me.
Gulzar, that is fine. That is fine. But the only problem we face when we talk to Ahmadis, that the argument is very clear, but they never acknowledge that yes, argument is clear. We get that. And we know the problem is such and such. Same is the case with you as well, brother. With all
I have
honesty,
acknowledged your argument. I've acknowledged. I understand your argument. I was
can you
just
please,
trying to.
yeah, no problem, no problem. Can you please, I give you uninterrupted, brother, time. Can you
Yeah, of
please
course.
summarize for us that what exactly the argument is?
Your argument is that Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad first said that he will write a book, publish a book,
My
because he
brother,
has
this is the
already.
problem. This is the problem right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. Brother,
Okay,
please
he has
understand.
already written it. He has
No,
already written it, and he wants to
yes,
publish it.
yes,
Yeah, I'm telling you. I just got my words mixed up.
yes.
Relax. I'm not writing no words here. So yeah, he's intending to publish it, and later he says he hasn't written it. That's what your argument.
Do you see do you see a problem here?
I do see the problem that you're
What is the
putting
problem in
in
your
front of me.
words? What is the problem?
The problem is, if something has been claimed to have been written, how is it not written in the future?
Okay. So, for example, now if you, let's suppose, just to understand your position,
Yes.
what can convince you from either side that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani in this particular case was lying?
I don't know. I just have to hear all the argument. Like I said, I
No,
listen to
that's
you
fine.
because I
That's
want to
fine.
hear.
But
Yeah, yeah,
what,
yeah,
what I'm trying to say is,
yeah, yeah.
if they
Without
cannot.
hearing the defense, I can't form an opinion. That's the thing. I can't tell you what my final decision is without hearing the defense. Do you
No, no,
understand what I'm
I'm
trying to
not
say?
saying that, brother.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What I'm saying is, in this case, if they
Yes.
want to prove that Mirza was not lying as a common
Mhm.
sense, what they need to produce?
I don't know. Evidence that it's this second bit is speaking about maybe something else, or maybe it means something else. Because
My
if
brother,
the
look,
second
look
part
at
is connected to the first part, then your
brother,
argument stands, of course.
look at this one. Look at this one.
Yes, yes,
First, we need to identify the problem. The problem is there are two positions. Let's
yes.
not call
First,
them
he's written it.
statements.
Second, he hasn't written it. Yes, I
Yes,
get that.
exactly. There are two positions. One is
Yes, yes.
I have completed the writing of 300 arguments. The other is
Hmm.
it was only my intention, but then God turned my heart away, i.e., I did not
Yes,
write. So I wrote or I did not write. You agree? That's the problem.
yes, I agree.
Now, what I'm trying to say, brother, is if you really want to understand the arguments from both sides, then you need to basically understand the situation that in order for them, for example, if anything is said and that becomes a response, that's not right. The response has to address the problem. You agree with me?
Yes, I agree with you.
Now, look, let me give you some information in advance. When Mirza Ghulam Qadiani passed away,
Mm.
obviously the problem was very clear, as you can see. The son
So
of
wait,
Mirza.
sorry. Let me just before we continue on this, sorry. Let me just interject quick, if that's okay. When he
Yeah,
said, I'm confused. Sorry. When he said, I have written. What year was that?
1879.
1879. Okay. And when he says, I will write, when was that?
I will write. It was 1905.
1905.
Yes.
Now, when were the first two copies of Brahina Ahmadiyya published?
All copies were published from 1881 till 1884. That's it. After that, nothing was
18.
published.
Okay. So the first. So he said, when did he say he will write? Again, sorry, what year?
My brother, you are unnecessarily complicating the problem for
No,
yourself.
I'm just trying to understand. Like, this is how we communicate, right?
We do, but what's the point here?
No,
The
look,
point. I'm trying to
brother,
make a point. If you want to,
Gulzar.
obviously, if you want to prove my point wrong,
No,
That's
you
fine. I'm
don't have
just
any point,
Okay,
brother. Wait, you don't have any
Yes,
point
yes.
to begin with.
Let's
what point?
let's have a conversation and we'll see if I have a point.
You're just okay. What? Let me
No,
identify.
if I'm wrong, identify my wrongness. I'm just saying, if you're saying in 19 something he says he will write,
Gulzar,
and he has already written
Gulzar,
and
Gulzar,
published.
wait. Gulzar,
Yes,
wait,
yes,
wait, 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 wait. We have both already agreed that what the
yes,
problem
yes.
is. We have already agreed. The problem is very simple. In 1879, either
Yes,
he has already completed the book or he didn't.
No, 300
yes. In
arguments.
18,
No,
no,
300
that's
arguments.
Yeah.
my
Listen,
argument is
listen,
when he
listen, listen.
says he will write, when he says
No,
he
no,
will
no.
write.
Wait. He said in 1879, 300 arguments have been written. They have
Yes,
been put on paper. In
yes.
1905, he said, I only initially intended to write them, but then God turned my heart away from that intention.
Okay.
Do you see the problem? समझ आई है?
मुझे समझ आई है.
जी
But
समझो.
you need to understand my answer as well.
Okay, brother, you have no answer, as Brother Imtiaz said. What's your answer?
Okay, you're not letting me speak. How
I
am I
said,
supposed to give an answer
brother,
if you don't let me speak, brother?
listen to me. J.K. Rowling says in 19,
I don't
let's
need
say,
to. We're
wait,
wasting
wait,
time with J.K. Rowling. There's no point.
relax.
I understand the problem.
No,
I've
you don't
repeated the
understand the
problem.
problem.
No.
No, you don't understand the problem because you don't want to understand the problem. We can see that.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
J.K. Rowling in 2000, she says, I have completed 3 parts of Harry Potter, 3 volumes, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. In 2021, let's say, 21 years later, she says that I only intended to write 3 volumes, and one was published in due course, but the other 2 were not put forth. So she goes, I only intended to write 3. God turned my heart away, and therefore it wasn't written because 1 volume was good enough. 1 volume was good enough. So do you see the problem, the contradiction in both states? In one, she's saying 3 volumes have been written. They are written, they are complete. And 21 years later, she says, no, my intention was to write, but I never wrote them, and 1 is enough. See the problem?
Now the problem is this. I presented my case. I spent about half an hour to explain to you the case. Then I asked you for confirmation that did you understand the problem? You said yes, I understood the problem. I said, what is next? You said that you will talk to the people because you said you have no knowledge. You will talk to the Jamaat, the Murabbis, and you will see that what is their defense. This is where we were before. And now all in a sudden, you started to say you have a defense. That's the problem you are not addressing.
Okay. So you want to know why I'm speaking? Basically, the reason, like I said, I listened to your argument. I analyzed the two statements. I'm just trying to figure out where the confusion is. So I'm trying to make a point. I don't know if that's the actual Murabbi position. I don't know what it is. I'm just trying to make a point and see what you say in response and see what the difference between us is so I can be more targeted with my questions if I need to be. So do you
Go
understand
ahead.
my point?
Go
Because I'm
ahead.
doing my research. I'm doing my learning.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So if you're saying before 1905, all the volumes of Brahina Ahmadiyya were already published, that's what you said, right?
Up till 1905, one
Yes.
dalil, one argument incomplete was published out of 300.
But Brahine Ahmadiyya had all the volumes of Brahine Ahmadiyya were published, yes?
My beloved, let me repeat.
Yes. No, I understand that one
No,
argument
no,
out
you
of the
did not.
300.
You
I
did
accept.
not. Brother,
Okay,
let
okay,
me speak. You did not.
okay.
I said we both agree on one point that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's claim was I have completed 300 arguments. They are written, done.
Yes.
Now the next question is how much of those 300 were published? Not my opinion. Mirza
Mhm.
Bashir Ahmad MA's statement I have shown you already. He said out of those 300,
Yes.
only one incomplete was published. Now go on.
And when did he say that? In 1905, right?
Mirza Bashir Ahmad MA said this after death of his father.
Okay. But Brahine Ahmadiyya itself, the title, the book that he wanted to write initially, the book that he referred to, the one he wanted to publish, was it published by 1905?
No.
Okay, arguments, fair enough.
No, it
okay.
wasn't.
Let me explain to people. In 1879, Mirza said all 300 arguments are written. By 1884, only a half an argument, not even one has been published. 299 and a half, 299 and a half arguments are still yet to be published as promised by Mirza, because Mirza said they have been written, they are completed, they
And
are
why
ready.
the money has been taken for them as well.
Yes, money was collected for them to be published. Then in 1905, Mirza goes, I only intended to write them actually, and God turned my heart away from writing those 299 and a half arguments that were left according to Bashir Ahmed, because Bashir Ahmed said only half was published, and only one argument was published, and even that wasn't so there's no confusion here. It is black and
Adnan
white.
Saib, with all due respect, I'm not confused with this. My questioning is based on something else, and you're not understanding the angle I'm taking. I agree with you with these things. I'm not confused with these things. I'm asking different questions. If you
No,
follow me.
you are asking questions. Okay, what happened? How much did he publish? We have explained how much he published. You know how much he published. You're asking
No,
us
I
questions
know he
like
published half an argument. I'm not asking that. I'm asking when was Brahine Ahmadiyya written? That's not when did he publish those
18,
arguments.
1879. 1879 it was
By 1879, Brahine Ahmadiyya was complete.
complete.
And
The
when he made the initial claim,
300
when
arguments were
he
complete. Yeah, when
yes,
Brahim.
the 300 arguments weren't complete. I'm listening to you. I'm agreeing with Tika. That's your argument. I don't know
And
the reality. I haven't
that was
spoken to
Brahim.
Murabis, but
That,
Tika.
yeah.
Yes,
No,
okay. But he claimed he will write 300 arguments in Brahine Ahmadiyya, correct?
no. He said he has already written them 1879.
Yeah, but he will publish them in Brahine Ahmadiyya.
No, he will publish them once he receives money as Brahine Ahmadiyya. As Brahine Ahmadiyya.
Yeah, yeah,
300
yeah. But then he
will be called
published Brahine Ahmadiyya, but those arguments weren't in there. That's what it is.
No,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother, Gulzar, let me answer your question. Let me tell you one thing. In 1893, please note the date, 1893, Majmua Ishtiharat, i.e. the public announcement, 2019 edition. Note everything. On page number 423, all the way 10 pages, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that people are swearing at me that I have taken the money for complete Burahin, i.e. for publishing of 300 arguments, but I have not published that. Then Mirza gave them an argument. Please understand the argument, Gulzar, so you can understand what is our answer. In 1893, note the date, 1893, which means from 1884 till 1893. In other words, almost 10 years have passed since the fourth part was published. He said, I need more time to research. Let me repeat. In 1893, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that, look, you people are angry at me. You are swearing at me. I need more time to research to write rest of the book. This was in 1893. Then we have already shown you in 1905, i.e. almost another 12 years have gone past. Now he's saying, note the point. In 1893, he said, I am going to publish the book, but I need more time for research so I can make it a proper research-based book. In 1905, he said, I am not going to write the book. As we have shown you already, that God has turned my heart away. And he also said that the complete book was going to be published in 50 volumes, but I am going to end with 5 volumes. 4 were up till 1984, and the 5th in 1905 he started to write. He said that I was going to publish the whole thing in 50 volumes. Pay attention. But I am going to end with 5 volumes. And then he said the difference between 50 and 5 is only a dot. That's what he said. Now you need to understand the whole scenario in a nutshell. In 1879, he said, I have written already. And when he was not publishing in 1893, just count the years, 79 till 93, you can count, it is almost 14 years. For the first 14 years, his stance was, I need more time to research. And then he gave the example. He said, Imam Bukhari, it took him 16 years to compile his Sahih Bukhari. So my book is going to take some time as well. So the key argument in 1893 was that I need more time to do more research to complete the book. But then in 1905, he denied. He said, I'm not going to write. Why? Because Allah has turned my heart away, and the difference between 50 and 5 is only a dot. So end of story. Now please Bond.
Thank you very much, Imtiaz Saab. You've explained everything in very good detail. I understand your position. Thank you for bearing with me and taking the headache, unlike your colleague who's been a bit aggressive to me. You've expanded a lot on your point, and like I said, I'm not a learned person, so I can't really respond to most of it. I understand your argument. We can finish this argument here. My only thing on the first part, just off the top of my head, I was making a point, would be that he said he will write 300 arguments, that he's written them. He said he's written 300 arguments. Yes, he has written 300 arguments, and he will publish them in Brahine Ahmadiyya. Brahine Ahmadiyya's volumes came out, and in 1905 he says, I'm not going to write the book because God, write those 300 arguments because God changed my heart. But the book titled Brahine Ahmadiyya with a ton of arguments is there. Those 300 arguments,
No,
those
no,
are not
no,
there.
no, 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 please, brother, please.
Okay,
I
okay,
beg
of
to you,
course.
be
Yeah,
honest. Be
interject and
honest.
explain. Yeah, of course. Yes, yes.
No, no, boy, please be honest.
Okay.
His son said out of 10
Those
arguments,
300
only
arguments, yes. Only half. Yeah.
only and brother, those 300 were already number one written, number one, and number
Yes,
two,
yes.
they were no, they were written through God's revelation.
Okay.
So basically, understand the point, Gulzar Bhai. If those arguments, exactly the arguments which he claimed in 1879, if they are not published, it means that revelation of God has either been concealed or destroyed.
Yeah, that's now you're making far stronger arguments than your first argument. I understand. TK, I'll do my research and I'll see. So I understand your point. It's just with those arguments point, just going back, just to that specific thing, because there was confusion and a lot of anger. Brahine
No, no,
Ahmadiyya
it was
titled
not
book
anger, to be honest. It was not anger, it
from
was
the
just
dance hall. There
frustration.
was a lot of anger, not from you. Okay, chalo, theek hai. Because obviously I'm still understanding and I've got questions and my mind is working partially.
Okay, let's
But
move on, inshallah. This was your first question,
ठीक है
right?
ठीक है yes. Recently in your streams you've been saying about the second coming of the promise Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Now the concept, we don't believe in the concept of a second coming, so why do you associate that with us?
If you are really if you want to understand the whole issue, you need to distinguish between two things. And I said this today in the start as well. My criticism is always on Ahmadiyya as a religion. I am not concerned with what Gulzar believes subjectively. Did you get this point?
I understand this point.
If you understand the difference between these two things, now the actual point is, you can ask me that, Brother Muhammad, give me the evidence that in Ahmadiyya religion there is such a thing as second coming of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
I want to go more generic first. Is there a concept of a second coming in our belief generally? Do we believe? Does the Ahmadiyya belief say that it's possible for someone to be on the earth, pass away, and come back?
Good point. Very good point. Jamaat Ahmadiyya, now again, understand the point. I am not talking about Gulzar or anybody else. This is my discussion is for which
Yes.
I am responsible to produce the evidence, by the way. Okay? Look at this one. My claim is in Ahmadiyya religion, they believe in reincarnation, and that is second coming happens in the form that the soul of that person is given a new body.
If that's the case, wouldn't it be easier to accept Hazrat Isa as Islam?
No, but my point is, do you want to challenge this what I said?
Like I said, I want to know your full position with regards to our belief. Yeah, I would like
No
to,
problem. Let me tell
but
you.
away
Yeah,
from the promised Messiah, because I've heard those arguments. I just want to hear the generally. Is it even possible?
yeah, look at this one now. Religion of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is, i.e., Ahmadiyya religion is that once a righteous person has passed away and the soul of this person wants to come back in this world, this soul begs to Allah for a new body, for a shabi. The exact word is shabi or kaim makam. These are the exact words of the Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. And then Allah answers the begging of the soul and gives him a shabi on this earth. And then Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that this is same thing which Hindu called avatar, and this is the same thing, he said, which is believed by those people who believe that you can benefit from the graves of righteous people. He said this is the belief of those people. Which belief? That the soul of a righteous person wants to come back in this world again. It begs to Allah, and Allah gives it Allah unites this soul with someone on earth. Now the soul is being united with someone on earth. The one with whom the soul is being united, this will be called buruz of that soul person. For example, in this case, this will be the soul of Nabi Muhammad, Nauzubillah, the soul of Nabi Muhammad was united with Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, and the soul of Isa ibn Maryam was united. United is not my word. I have obligation to produce that. The word is halul. Halul means that something comes in something else. Hulul. Now, Mirza says that I am the buruz of two people, Isa ibn Maryam and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Secondly, I will show you the word Dubara Janam Liya. You know Urdu Gulzar. Dubara Janam Liya. This is the concept of buruj. When a righteous soul takes a second birth. Dubara Janam Liya. I will show you the word Dubara Janam Liya. Now you tell me, all of that is what? It is reincarnation. That someone has passed away and now the soul of that someone is taking a second birth in the form of somebody else. This is exactly reincarnation.
Okay, I understand. In your research, have you seen this reincarnation happen to anyone else other than in the promised Messiah from Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and Hazrat Isa? Anyone else?
I believe that if someone believes in this idea, he's a kafir.
No, I'm not saying nobody believes in this. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, does the Jamaat that you're referring to, does it say in your research that anybody
Yes.
else's soul has come back other than the one you've presented so far?
No, what, brother, look, what I'm saying is the whole idea is non-Islamic.
No, that's fine. I understand. I know it's not Islamic. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that from your research, Hazrat Isa's soul has come back. Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's soul has come back inside Promised Messiah. That's what your research has told you.
Yeah.
But other than this instance, is there any other instance that you know of from your research where any other soul has ever come back?
From Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's writings or in general?
In general, or the writings of Hazrat
No, I
Promised
don't.
Messiah?
From Islamic, from Quran, from Sunnah, no.
Not from Quran and Sunnah, Ahmadiyyat beliefs. That's what I'm saying.
But I am telling you already that this is
Yes, yes.
Ahmadiyya belief, reincarnation.
No, that's fine. Reincarnation for the promised Messiah, yes. But is there any other instance of, or is there any other quote of anyone else's soul, or say Hazrat Musa's soul has come back? Is there any quotes of anything else?
At least I can't remember right now.
Okay. Because my thing is that we believe it in a, as far as I know, from my understanding, we believe it in a spiritual way. We don't believe it in a literal way. So,
Brother,
of course,
Brother
if you,
Brother
yeah, of
Gulzar,
course, I'm listening.
Brother Gulzar, wait, look,
Yes.
look. Instead of going on those long tangents, let me repeat again, and then I let you go and ask the Murabbis that is it Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's village or is it not? Once a righteous person has passed away, the soul of this righteous person wants to come back in this dunya again. This soul begs to Allah for a shabi, I let you translate the way you want to translate the shabi. This soul begs to Allah to give it a shabi on earth. Allah answers the dua or the prayer of this soul, and Allah unites this soul on earth with someone else. In this way, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was the buruj of Isa alayhi salam and of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay, I accept what you're saying. I'm speaking about something else in case you get annoyed. To do with this topic, but I want to ask a different question. I will do my research. I will ask, of course, yes.
What I'm saying is, what I have just said,
yes.
Is it acceptable for you?
I didn't really understand some Urdu words that you were saying, one or two, but
tell me that which one.
I know what you're saying. I forgot
Tell
when
me
you
which
said
one.
the word.
Tell me which one. I repeat. Tell me which one.
The reincarnation word when you said that.
No, you tell me according to, for example.
Yes.
Forget about Mirza, forget about everything else. If a soul of a dead person takes birth in this dunya in a new body, what is it called?
The what? If a soul of a dead person, yeah.
Wait, let me repeat.
Yeah.
Soul of a dead person takes a new birth in this dunya in a new body. What is it called?
I don't know.
Check dictionary. Check the definition of reincarnation.
Tell me, I trust you, it's fine.
No problem. I'm asking you, tell the people from your side, Google it, that what is the definition or description of reincarnation? Tell the people.
Description of, in my belief, my personal beliefs.
No, not your belief, Abibi, not your belief. I want you to Google it.
Google what reincarnation means.
Yes. What is reincarnation? Tell people.
It means when a person that's passed away comes back.
I'm not asking you, brother. I want you to read what you search.
A person or animal in whom a particular soul is believed to have been reborn.
Can you please tell us in simple word what you read?
What I read was when a soul gets reborn, comes back in a different being.
Okay. Now, if soul of Isa alayhi salam and soul of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam takes a new birth in the form of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, would that be reincarnation? position?
It would be.
Okay. Now this is the claim I have made, and I have explained my position multiple times. When you come next time,
Yes.
I want you to challenge any one of them.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's move.
So following on this, just following on, is there any opposite quotes? Do you know how you say he was contradicts himself? Is there any opposite quote of him saying that I'm spiritually this person, not literally, or something like that?
If you want to go on the opposite quote, I'll give you example so people can understand as well.
Yeah.
Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam had inappropriate relationship with the prostitutes, and he was doing this because Allah wanted to hide him from the eyes of wicked people. And the action of Isa alayhi salam being with the prostitute, that is from mutashabihat, that is from the obscure matters. Now this is one position. Now I can definitely find you the quote where Mirza Ghulam Qadiani would be saying that I have not said any single thing which was disrespectful regarding Isa alayhi salam. Now, my job is not that why he said this, because when he said this, it did not disprove my point. My point can be disproven or proven. I need to produce evidence for three things. That Mirza Ghulam Qadiani wrote this, number one. Number two, he said this about Prophet Isa alayhi salam. And number three, it's obviously disrespectful. Now, I need to produce these three things regarding this one. If somebody says, oh, hang on a second, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said, I have not ever said a single bad thing about Isa alayhi salam. If somebody produced that quote, he did not address my point at all, because it only proves two things. Number one, Mirza was covered. That when he was cornered, he would lie. Number two, his statements are contradictory. So what I'm trying to say, Brother Gulzar, is that if somebody wants to bring another quotation which Mirza says that I don't believe, for example, just an example, okay? If somebody brings a quote in which Mirza says or his Jamaat says, we don't believe in reincarnation. Hello, what exactly you explained as your belief, that is called reincarnation. And you saying we don't believe in reincarnation, that would not disprove anything, because the thing is, you exactly said that, but you are in denial. Did you get my point?
Yes, I get your point. You just brought a different argument in. I know you was explaining to me, but you brought the argument about Hazrat Isa alayhi salam and what the promised Messiah said about him. If someone says as a response, obviously, firstly that the promised Messiah said, you said 2 points there. You said that on one side the promised Messiah has said this about Isa, on the other side he has said I have not said anything bad about him, and then you made 2 points about that. Your first point was either he's ignoring, he's in denial, or your
No,
second point was
no. He was covered.
he was what? Sorry.
He was covered.
Okay, that was your first point. Your second point was that, what was your second point?
He was contradictory.
He was contradictory. There's a third point there.
That's
The
it.
fact that the first thing he didn't say it, he said it in a different.
You can't
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Gulzar, you can't just assume something. You need to establish that, right?
The reason I'm assuming is I'm just challenging your point to see how far I can take this.
You are not challenging, brother. Look, let's be honest. In order to challenge anything, you need to produce the counter evidence, which you are not producing.
I'm not producing counter evidence. I'm just looking at your evidence and trying to challenge it.
Right now, I am giving you my position on the question you are asking me. Now, obviously, you need to go back, and I really want you to go back and do the research and bring all the arguments they have, so we can discuss.
I'd have to write books to get all the arguments they have, because these conversations are never ending.
Gulzar, look, would you agree that Murabbis have read those books? You agree?
Obviously, yeah.
Okay, so why don't you see the simple job? You go and tell them, and obviously you can play this whole thing again, and they can watch it again, and you can take the notes, and I come back with the argument.
Yeah, that's fine. For these specific questions, I can, but for everything, I can't, obviously. But okay.
Can I ask simple thing which we can decide in 5 minutes?
Yes, of course.
Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that according to Hadith, number one, number two, according to the Kashf, or according to the Ilham of the righteous people, after promised Messiah will make his public claim of Messiahship, he will complete 40 years of his mission. You get the point? Is it clear to you?
I get the point. Yes.
Okay, now Now, according to Jamaat, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani made the public, because the key point is making the public claim of his messiahship. That's the key point. Now, from Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's side, he starts to count those years from 1882. Note my point. Why? Because in 1892, he said that I'm going to complete 40 years, and out of that, 10 years have completed. When he said this in 1892. Now, from 1892 till 1908, there are another 16 years. So 10 plus 16, altogether 26 years. Now, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that after publicly making the claim of messiahship, Messiah will complete his mission for 40 years. According to his statement, he completed 26 years. That is one information. According to the official statement on the official website of Jamaat Ahmadiyya, which I can show you right now if you ask me right now, they said that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani made public statement or public claim in 1889. This is the time when he took the first pledge of allegiance, the first bayah in 1889. Now, if you count the years from 1889, then it becomes even further shorter, i.e., it is only 11 plus 8, 19 years. So the point is, brother, it's a mathematical problem. It's either he did 26 years as per his statement, or he did 19 years as per Jamaat's statement. But the criteria was he was to complete 40 years. What would?
I've heard this argument before, and I think I know what the Murabbis normally say, which is that the hadith that you're referring to needs to be taken not literally but metaphorically. That's what they say. I'm not saying I've made my mind up. I'm still researching, of course. You don't need to put your hands in your head. But
Brother, my
that's
brother,
what
look,
they say.
my brother, look. The word Nabi is metaphorical. The word Mojiza, miracle, is metaphorical. The year, the numbers are metaphorical as well. My brother, if somebody can make this argument that wherever they are struck, this thing becomes metaphorical. Can you ever disprove this person?
I mean, potentially, but it would be tough.
I would say it's impossible, brother. It's impossible.
Okay, so
No, but brother, look.
because the
Wait.
angle that I'm coming from is I'm trying to understand this and trying to make it work, not trying to disprove it beyond, just disprove it for a job,
No, Gulzar. My point is, if Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is proven wrong, does it matter to you?
Of course it matters to me. If it didn't matter to me,
Okay,
I'd never
no
listen to
problem.
anything.
Okay. Now the point is there any way to prove him wrong?
Of course you're making strong arguments.
Now, I give you simple example. I gave you one example of 40 years because there are two types of discussion. Some of them are very conclusive, very decisive. I give you one example just as a case study. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that if I die without marrying Muhammadi Begum, he said that I am alive. And he added to that, he said that I have only informed you about this one after Allah has told me. And when he said this, he took an oath. And he said, Allah has informed me that make this marriage a criterion to prove that you are a liar or truth. Now understand these four things, brother Gulzar. Look, we can argue for hours, but these are the things I cannot fathom, that how Ahmadi, who is genuinely researching, they can ignore all of that. Let me quote four things. He said something under oath, number one. Number two, he said that I am only going to say this after Allah has informed me. Number three, he said that Allah has told me that, oh Mirza, make this as a criterion to verify your truth. And then he made the statement that I will marry Muhammadi Begum. Now you tell me, one thing is for sure, he did not marry Muhammadi Begum. What you gonna do with those three things?
Again, I don't know. So where I know an answer, I tell you my thing. But again, I need to find answers. I'm researching. It's fine. You've given me a good point. You've given me a strong argument. I'll research. Tika, thank you.
Is it a good argument, by the way?
It's a very strong argument.
Now, can we, for example, obviously, when you're gonna come next time, we have discussed basically 5 things, Burahin, etc., etc. Can I request, at the end of the day, Gulzar, you will not disagree with one thing, that the whole purpose of this engagement is not just to win a point, right?
Yeah, I don't care about winning a point. It's my journey
Alhamdulillah.
and it's my
That's good.
beliefs.
That's good. That's good. And guess what, Gulzar? There are many people like you. It may be their journey as well. Can I make you one request? One simple request. Let's make. We have discussed 5 things. I believe, or out of those 5 things, 2 of them are very decisive. Why? Because they are very easy and simple to comprehend for a common person. Number one, 40 years of mission. And number two, marriage with Muhammadi Beg. Now, as you know, Alhamdulillah, we have no problem to discuss any point, anytime, anybody can come. But when you come next time, obviously you will research on 5 things. All I'm asking you, when you come next time, no matter you come after 1 week or 2 week or whenever, we're going to discuss these 2 points first. 40 years of dawah and marriage with Muhammadi Beg. Why? Because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has said, he said, Allah has informed me that make this nikah, this marriage, the point of proving or disproving your claim.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do my research again. I'm not promising something. I'll come with something that will change your mind. I'm just coming with my own research, so I'm not here to do anything for you or anything like that. I'm just, my
That's
own
fine.
research, my own thing.
Absolutely fine. Absolutely
'Cause
fine.
if I
But
cared about making points, I wouldn't be telling you your arguments are strong, would I?
no, actually, I would be honest with you. It does not prove or disprove anything, because many people comes on the stream that when they come for the first time, they would set up a criteria. For example, they would say, "Oh, this is a very strong point. If you can show us this one, we will just leave the cult." And when you show to them, they are completely dishonest.
I mean, I'd say to that, their first statement is dishonesty. Why would you leave it just on one point, hearing it from one person? You'd have to do your research. You're not changing a football team, are you? You're changing your beliefs. So if they're saying that, their initial point is wrong, because, like I said, I'm researching. You've given me a lot of points. I don't have answers, but I'll do my research. Whether it takes 1 year, 1 week, or 10 years, it's a journey that you do throughout your life, isn't it?
No
So
problem.
I'd say to that,
At the
initial,
end of the day,
I'd say
at
to
the
that,
end
the
of the day,
initial
one
comment
thing,
is dishonest.
Gulzar, one thing you said, I will disagree with that, and that is, you said it cannot be one thing. Guess what? When it comes to revelation and prophethood, it is one thing that can tip the scale. Why? Because if
I
a
didn't say that.
person
I
is
said, okay,
because
chalo, chalo.
if a person is proven to be a liar in one thing and he
I
claims to be
agree.
a prophet, end of story.
I know it's in the story. I agree. I didn't say that. I said with 1 point. What I meant is you're making a point to me now. I'm not just gonna listen to that and just follow you. I'm gonna do my research. That's what I meant by 1 point. I didn't. Yeah, one thing you can prove him wrong on. That's enough. I agree.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much.
Okay.